Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanine. So we got a little article here on the cryptobasic.com. Make sure you head over there, check it out. You can't miss it. It's titled Recent Developments in Ripple versus SEC Saga Suggest Lawsuit May End in Settlement Favoring XRP Investors. It should. Let me tell you something. The SEC claims that they want to protect the investors. When it comes, let's just take XRP in particular. When it comes to XRP, how were investors being harmed? In fact, investors were about to experience, had Ripple been allowed to continue their work openly, and without any type of bad light upon them, right? Which would have accelerated their work. Because now, see, we still now have to wait another 3 to 5 years, according to the Bank of International Settlements, IMF, and all the different infrastructure builders for central bank digital currencies and the liquidity pools and things like that, and get everything set up, the corridors. It held things back a little bit. That harmed investors. So in actuality, XRP investors were about to experience a little bit faster, I won't say at that moment, but a little bit faster, they would have experienced a boon or a boom in price, right? It would have brought that generational wealth, or for some, you know, maybe if they don't hold as much XRP, they're just going to see a good amount of money, but still, that's a good amount of money they would have seen faster. So you actually harmed the investors. So any settlement, in my humble opinion, should favor the XRP holders. You cause irreparable damage to them. And that's why the XRP holders had their own lawsuit against you, right? So it's outlandish to even think that if there is a settlement that it shouldn't favor XRP. The SEC should go out of its way, although we know that they're probably not. They're going to have to be forced to do that as well. But that's why I said, I believe, based upon the emails and things that were seen within those particular documents, it seemed like there was something, not just seemed, but one of the individuals that was a supervisory entity in those emails informed that particular other individual that what they were doing is illegal, and they continued it, which means, in my humble opinion, there should be an investigation. So just knowing that type of information, the SEC should not be allowed to sweep these things under the rug. There should be an investigation done. And I'll tell you what else. The rest of crypto, let me tell you something. The SEC is preparing to go after the rest of crypto very full blast, very heavily. And you know what? They should use this. You were gifted something. You were gifted the information that there is possibly something wrong going on at the SEC. You better take that and use that. Have your lawyers pouring over that right now. If you're an exchange or you're a legit compliant crypto who's above board, I would say you might want to start using these particular things. I mean, hey, you can do what you want, but they're going to be coming after you, whether you like it or not. You better start sharpening your weapons, sharpening your tools. So yes, I do believe that it should be a settlement in favor of XRP. They should go out of their way if they wanted to make things right. Okay, but let's scroll down here just for a little bit. Let's take a look at this. They have some pretty interesting things. I'm not going to read the entire article. If you want, you can go over to thecryptobasic.com. Check out the article over there. They got some good stuff. All right. It says, with things not going in the SEC's favor, I told you they're not. Let me just pause there. Can I just pause there? Bear with me, everyone, please. I appreciate it. This article, I like when people tell the truth and use facts about what's actually going on in the case. This article says things are not going in the SEC's favor. I've been saying that. Everyone knows that. We can see it by the case. We see it by the way that the judge has made certain decisions. But can you believe I saw a bevy of negative FUD articles the other day, literally telling people that XRP is not a good long hold? I told you, be careful. I told you, be careful. They're going to try to shake people out, FUD people out as long as they can, even going against the facts. How is XRP not it's one of the best, it's one of the absolute best, if not the best long hold you could possibly have when you're talking about the potentiality of where it could go. Only the bank coins as a family hold that potential to access that type of money. But anyway, it just came to my mind when I see this, when someone tells the truth, and I'm just like, it's a breath of fresh air, because there's so much FUD. When you're doing research, you see so much FUD about XRP all over the place. But let's continue on here. Where did we leave off? Okay, so with things not going in the SEC's favor, it is expected that the agency will be forced to negotiate a settlement in order to avoid further embarrassment. I do agree with that. We'll see how that goes. Gary Gensler is a very, very frustrating individual to deal with, and seems like an individual who might want to go out on their shield. Don't get me wrong. Heroes can go out on their shield. Villains can as well. So I don't know. He may want to just go down fighting and just suffer that embarrassment. But hopefully not. And this will end in a settlement. And if it does, I believe, yes, it will highly favor XRP investors 100%. It will favor Ripple, and Ripple's going to continue to do their job and take off like a rocket as far as they can continue openly dealing in the United States and doing what they were supposed to do and bring home that money. And they're going to do a great job. It's going to spark interest from a lot of other institutions that are going to be willing to sit in meetings with Ripple now. There's a lot of old money on the side. I told you, all right? They didn't want to get involved. They haven't been taking meetings. But once there is an end to this court case, they will take those meetings. And so business will explode. You will see a lot more corridors because there's connections that Ripple is going to be making at a rapid pace. You're going to see a lot of connections being made. You're going to see a lot of articles being written. A lot of partnerships are going to be announced. This is what I'm anticipating. I've seen this before, and I know a lot of you have as well. There's going to be new corridors, and that money is just going to, as we start to add more onto our calculations and more onto the information that we have, the money is going to seem unbelievable. Unbelievable. And even at the low end of what XRP could possibly settle at, and it won't settle for long, in my humble opinion, it won't settle for long. But even on the low end, it will be so muy linda. It will be so beautiful, the price, because of what it stands to do. Don't you ever forget what it's supposed to do. XRP is not like those other crypto. You cannot compare them. There's no comparison. But let's continue on here. My apologies, everyone. I love sharing my thoughts with you all. I appreciate you all out there. I really do. Thank you for being here and listening to a humble researcher and his thoughts. I appreciate that. They have another little tidbit here. It says XRP will surge above $2 upon settlement. I like the sound of that. Let's just read a little further here. For starters, all US-based cryptocurrency-related businesses that halted their support for the cryptocurrency following the lawsuit would have no choice but to add XRP among their offerings. So that's a part of that initial retail pop. They're going to be coming back in mass. All of those doubters, the people who gave up, the people who sold their XRP, and there's a lot of them, just like XLM. There's so many people, but there's people that sold their XLM because they stopped believing in XLM, but there's also people that stopped, that were having tough times. I understand that too. They had to liquidate a lot of stuff. But with ease of use and people sort of getting back on their feet at this particular time, I know there's a bunch of crazy stuff going on with prices as well. So that's a little bit of a hindrance, but people are starting to sort of pull themselves back up. They're going to flood in because they're going to see the writing on the wall. Oh, that money is closer than ever. That's big money. I might want a little piece of that. Why not buy a few XRP here and there? Yeah, so they're now their dollar cost averaging in XRP, 5, 10, 20, 100 XRP a week, 500 XRP a week. Who knows, right? Now they're starting to get back into that. Price starts to rise up a little bit because it's easy for them to access. A lot of people heard about XRP, but they don't know where to get it. How do I know that? People are in the comment sections all the time from even videos I made last year. Still, they're commenting, how do I get XRP? They don't know how to get XRP. Not everyone knows about all of these different exchanges. So yes, I do anticipate a small little raise in retail prices, like $2. It's exciting. It's going to pull a lot of coins up. XRP goes to $2. XLM is going to go up. Algorand is going to go up. All these banking coins that are associated with each other are going to go up around the same time. So that's very good. But $2, $2 XRP, what? I have to laugh. Listen, XRP, at a certain point, XRP is going to fly, in my humble opinion. Just my humble opinion. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If you say $8 to $10, I'm laughing. Okay, XRP is going to do much, much more, in my humble opinion. I'm not to put out any price predictions whatsoever. I'm just saying $2 is cute. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Let's continue on here. At press time, XRP is changing hands at around 72 cents. This is what I'm telling people. Listen, 72 cents, that's a steal. That's a steal. Liquidity pools, everyone. Liquidity pools for banks. You hold some of that liquidity. I still don't think people actually gather or are grasping a hold of what actually is about to happen. The world is in a bad state. That US dollar is terrible, horrible. And they're running out of answers and they're running out of time. And now with everything that's happening, the people are trusting the banks less and less. You really going to trust the banks when you can't get all your money out? People are having trouble getting food in certain areas, right? People are having problems with their jobs and such like that, or sometimes finding jobs and things. There's so much going on. People are hoarding their cash. They want cash at home, in a safe, in a box. I don't know. People are hoarding cash because they don't trust those banks. They need that. They need to be able to run to the store and get something if, if they need to. If there's an emergency breaks out, they need to go run to the store and get something, and they don't trust cards. People are starting to trust cards less and less because there's problems with certain systems, and people are, in a lot of places, they're having difficulty getting their money out in emergency situations. You'll be surprised how systems shut down all of a sudden. So the banks are in a bad place and they are going to need a solution. And XRP, the XRPL can provide some of those solutions for them, a lot of solutions for them, and give them a cushion where these things won't be happening the way that they are now. They definitely won't. And that liquidity cushion will cause that price to go up. The higher the price of XRP, the higher the liquidity. They're directly correlated. I said this before. So that price is going to go up very high, in my humble opinion. It's going to go up exponentially. So it has to in order to function. I don't know why people don't get this. And that's another reason why I didn't understand that FUD that they're putting out there. What do you mean XRP is not a good long-term investment when they have hundreds of financial institutions already signed up to use them? They're signed up to use the liquidity of XRP, which XRP, in order to have a good amount of liquidity, which means people are purchasing XRP, holding XRP, putting their money into XRP, that price has to go up in order to provide the liquidity for these institutions. So that in itself, that basis in itself means that XRP is an extremely good long hold. You know, of course, there's no guarantees, but I think most of the bank coins are like that. They have a high potentiality for a huge return on investment. In my humble opinion, if you're reading the white papers, okay, listen, go to Ripple, you can read the white papers, then go to Bank of International Settlements. They have a search bar, right at the top. Type in CBDCs, right? And you're going to see a bunch of projects. Read about those projects. Then read their DeFi PDFs. I mean, DeFi PDFs. And you're gonna see a lot about liquidity, the problem with liquidity and controlling liquidity and things of that nature. Then read the IMF's documents about stablecoins, right? And the liquidity problem that you have with stablecoins. Who provides the solution for all of these things? XRP, XLM, Algorand are at the forefront right now. Those three are the big three when it comes to liquidity right now. And at the forefront of who's doing the most right now, Ripple and Algorand. Algorand is second to none as far as how many partnerships they have. Algo, they're doing a tremendous job. And Ripple is no slouch. Ripple is hard at work. They're doing a great job. So, yeah, so I just didn't understand that. But everything is looking good right now. So then you have a second article here. This one is on newsbtc.com. And it's talking about the fear in the markets, right? Let's just read this little tidbit here. With the recent crypto market decline, investors have become more fearful of the market, recorded on the Fear and Greed Index. It shows that this remains an incredibly frightening time for users of cryptocurrencies. Is that right? Because I don't have any fear whatsoever. Like I do utilize quick plays. I have some quick money out there. I get money at the top and money at the bottom. But I'm in and out of those quick plays. I keep my eye on the catalyst. As soon as something is about to happen, boom, I get in. Get what I need to get, and I get out. No fear whatsoever. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I see pretty good returns on investment. So fear, absolutely not. Now, what I hold, XLM, healthy servant XLM, healthy servant of XRP, healthy servant of Algorand, and a healthy servant of H-bar. And don't forget to drizzle a little cello on there. No fear whatsoever, because we've done our research to know that it takes time. These are long holds. It takes time to set up the infrastructure of the new financial system. And that's in the future, everyone. That's in the future. When everything pops off in that tsunami of money is coming in from the commercial banks and central banks and the governments. Don't you ever forget the governments and their payroll. Don't forget that payroll. When that rolls in, we have 3 to 5 years. Why do I say 3 to 5 years? So we have a lot of new subscribers on the channel. Okay, So if you go read any of the PDFs, I actually encourage you from last year, I'll say from last year, June, until now, to get updated and read all of those PDFs from the Bank of International Settlements. They're the only supervisory body that I'm going to recommend you read all of their PDFs that they put out on CBDCs, on digital currencies, and on DeFi, okay? It might seem like a lot, but it's not. You'll get through the reading very, very fast, in my humble opinion. It's very good to read. They write very well. They're very eloquent and get right to the point. If you read those, and then in those documents, they repeatedly tell us that it's going to take about 3 to 5 years to build infrastructure, to sharpen the education curve, to educate their employees on how to use the new system. Everything getting it set up and getting it running will take 3 to 5 years. That's according to the Bank of International Settlements. You could do your own research and read those PDFs yourself, okay? So then also, JP Morgan had a document. Maybe if you do a Google search like JP Morgan, digital currencies, or CBDCs, something like that, you're going to see some PDFs pop up. One of those PDFs, it says in there, they were estimating, and I thought theirs was just a little too quick. They were estimating 2 to 3 years. Okay, it was like late last year they put this out. So let's just take the beginning of this year and say 2 to 3 years from the beginning of this year. Let's just take that. I think that's fair. They were estimating 2 to 3 years, but they had the shortest time span for setting everything up and getting it up running. But that's what they estimated. JP Morgan estimated 2 to 3 years. All right. Then you have Ripple just released a few PDFs. And in those PDFs, not this recent one, but the ones that preceded this one, came before it, they are estimating, and they've said this quite a few times, I know a lot of you read it, they're estimating 4 years. So I think the average is like 4 to 5 years for everything to be up and running. So you still have time. So with that kept in mind, fear what? I'm a holder of bank coins and everything's looking beautiful. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I bought some algo recently. I bought some XRP recently. I know. Alphanim, when is enough enough? For me, and I only speak for me, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm only a researcher. For me, it's never enough. I'm over preparing. Simple as that. Doesn't matter to me whether you buy or not. You understand? Okay? Because those prices are going to pop when those large business institutions get involved, commercial banks, central banks. I'm here for their money, and I'm sticking around to get their money, as much of it as I can. All right? So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, I did the slap too hard, too early, too early. So until next time, that's how it's supposed to go. Let's get to the money.